You're Andrew Barker right now.
I'm Andrew Barker. Look at this. This is really weird. Watch this. Look.
Oh my God.
We do look alike. I'm going to send this to him. Andrew, are you channeling me?
Ta-da!
So,
But before
awesome.
we start, we need to start a meditation. We
okay.
need to do a little meditation to center in and get grounded, especially us fucking three.
Yeah. There's too much
need to find
energy
a
going
toast.
on already.
Mhm. I need to fill my belly. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, so Andrew, you want to lead us?
Yeah. Wait.
I'm sorry I'm eating in your face.
Oh, you want to do the meditation while you're eating your toast? Okay.
No, I'm just filling my mouth.
Okay. Open your eyes back up to the room.
I bet you other podcasts don't do that. We find it helps, right, Andrew? Andrew and Andrew? How am I going to differentiate with you guys? I'll have to say your full name.
Andrew B. Andrew C.
At work, they call me AB.
AB.
Just because
But
there's
I'm
another
AB
Andrew there.
too.
Oh my God, that's right. Jesus Christ. What?
we got 2 ABs up in here. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Suddenly Seeking Spirit podcast. I am Andrew.
And I'm Andrea, and today we're going to be talking about channeling with a very special guest, Andrew Barker.
Yay.
Hello.
So we're so excited to have Andrew with us. My 2 Andrews.
Yeah.
we all met at Spirit Junkie at different times, and
Yes.
now we're fast friends, and that sounds weird. Anyway. So yeah, Andrew, we want to know. Oh, and it's 11:11 right now. That's cool.
Perfect.
So we want to know more about channeling because, could you explain to us how that started for you and what it is?
Yeah. So I had always been fascinated by channeling, but it always just seemed like something that was super out of reach for me. Like I felt like I just couldn't do it. Like I felt like I was going to get it wrong, or like, how do I really know like what's coming through? Like I don't understand. So, and there are like tons of channeling courses out there, but they're like $400,000 or $500,000, and
Wow.
I couldn't. Yeah, like there was one I was like, yes, this sounds amazing, and it was like $400, and I'm like, I'll be damned. Like I'm not paying that. And I was like, I'm not doing it. And so I kind of just gave up on it for a little bit. And I was just like, it's just never really going to happen. And I guess I didn't even realize that I was already doing it, that like I had done it just in different ways.
Okay.
So instead of just like sitting there and like speaking what I was getting from, like, you know, we'll talk about who I channel in a minute, but I would be like, I would get a message and then type it out. And I'm like, that's the same thing. So I realized that I had been doing it. And much like with my mediumship, that took a while too, for me to like really grow into and be confident in. But I actually started, I had my boyfriend bring over the book because it was on the bookshelf. But I started one day, and I don't know what's prompted me to do this, but I have the Super Attractor card deck that I use every day.
Nice.
And the Super Attractor journal. And so I started like drawing a message, and I would draw a card, and I would put the card down, and I would just be like, I'm going to write whatever I get, like whatever I tap into, whatever stream of consciousness, whatever I tap into, I'm going to write whatever I get. And I noticed that my handwriting changed. And so, but like you can see how small it is here.
Yes.
This is the channel message, and how big my writing is here.
Okay. Wow.
And yeah, and I just kept, and I have pages of that. And eventually it got to the point where I couldn't keep up.
Wow.
Like I just couldn't, because they were talking so fast, and I was like, I can't write this fast. So then I was like, well, I wonder what would happen if I turned on my voice memos and just recorded and just spoke what I was getting. And then it just kind of took off from there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So basically it is like, can you explain, like, can you define channeling? Because there's a lot of people who are like, what are they talking about right now?
So if you've ever heard of Esther Hicks and Abraham Hicks, what she does is channeling. Okay. So she translates what she gets from Abraham, which is a collective group of entities or spirits or whatever you want to call it. And she taps into them and then translates what she gets from them.
Okay.
And basically it's just translating guidance from a source that's not physical.
Mm-hmm. And it's higher, it's of the higher good. Because a lot of people
it will always be.
It, right?
Well, and that's what I thought too. So I thought that when I channeled that it would be like I didn't have control over my body. Like it was just like someone was going to be like talking through me. And there is a kind of channeling that does that called trance channeling.
Okay.
But I haven't dabbled. But it's literally just like what Esther Hicks described it as. It's like I basically found out who I channel. So my guide's name is Francisco.
Okay.
And someone told me this, a psychic that I really love, in one of my Facebook groups that I'm in. She was like, "You're really good at this." She was like, "You do know the name of your guide?" And I was like, "I do not." And she was like, "This is what I'm getting." And so she told me the name of my guide and how to meet him, or how to meet my panel, I guess, if you will. And it's literally just like what Esther Hicks talked about. Like I'll go in, I'll tell them what I would like to talk about or what I would like them to talk about, and then they go, and then I just translate. They talk to me and then I talk.
Yeah.
And then it just keeps.
Are you in a meditation when this happens?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a specific meditation that I do where I see myself going like down a set of like spiral stairs. And then I see myself kind of going into this door. And in that door, once you get through that door, there's a table. And then Francisco's always sitting at the very end. There's 5 chairs. And he's always the one that wants to speak. And I just sit right beside him or across from him. And I tell him what I want to talk about. And then he's like, "Okay, let's talk about it." And then we just go.
Okay.
Wow.
So, so my question would be then, okay, so we're sitting next to Francisco, right? So how do you wrap your head around what would be your definition of these beings or this certain being, Francisco? Is it just a divine being, or is it somebody that has been on the earth plane before? How does that work?
Yeah. So there are a few guides that I have there's one guide that speaks about love and relationships, and her name is just Jay. That's all she would give me. She has been human before.
Okay.
And when I asked her to like give me her whole name, she goes, "You wouldn't know how to pronounce it, so it's just Jay." And I was like, "Fine." So she has been human before.
Okay.
Francisco has not been human before.
Okay.
He's from a whole different dimension galaxy.
Wow.
So he has never been human, but observes the human experience.
Okay.
And speaks about his observations from a non-human, not having ever been human perspective.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
I was like, what am I saying? Like, where are my words?
It's like words in a sentence. How do I, what?
Right. They go in order, but I'm not sure what order they go in.
Yeah, that's how this works. Anyway.
Yeah. Welcome to our podcast.
Yeah. Isn't it true that like anybody could tap in and channel? Like, I mean, I think I call it in writing, where I ask a question for guidance and I just write, and my writing looks different. I've had that happen. And you've had that happen too, Andrew Cole, haven't you?
Oh yeah. You know, I experience it slightly if it's a deeper meditation, but like even in the pre-meditation before this, that's not me. Like I don't connect myself with what's coming out of my mouth. I drop in and then I just go, and then I'm as deep in the meditation as other people. So it is weird when I do listen to recorded meditations. So I don't know if that's a channeling thing or what that is.
No, like we do it all the time, especially like if you're any type of spiritual, you're bound to have channeled at least once. Like,
Right.
Anywhere else that people may like, is there a resource online that somebody could go through?
There's actually a really good book. I don't know where my copy is, but it's called Opening to Channel.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a really good book. I read about half of it and then decided I could just do it myself. But it's a really good book. I'm sure you can find a free PDF online if you look for it, but it's on Kindle. It's a really, really good book. I haven't seen, honestly, like too many resources about channeling, which maybe means something that I should probably.
That leaves.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Let me just write that down. So, but I'll just write that down real quick.
I love you.
But yeah, I mean, I think the best way to know what's going on and to know how you do it is just to start. And like I did mine when I first started doing my writings. I did it first thing in the morning.
Okay. And
just like paid attention to what I was getting and just kind of let it go from there. So just do it.
So why don't you tell us how people can reach out to you, find out more information, get coaching? Yeah.
Absolutely. So my website, tarotangel444.com, my Instagram, Tarot with Andrew, like that's the place where I'm at this. And that has all the links to like literally everything that I'm doing. So Instagram is like the best spot. I respond to my messages, I'm there. That's the best spot.
Okay.